This is a Rogue Media Network podcast. This is Central Texas Life with Ann Harder.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Central Texas Life. And we're kind of in a little new set situation, but some longtime friends of mine here with the Music Association of Central Texas. And it's always great to see Top Clark, his beautiful wife, Tamara, and James Stone, who is, you are the president.
Current president.
Current president. Of course, Top, you called me not too long ago, and we hadn't talked in a long time.
It's been a while.
Look back, it was 2017 when you came on
Right.
Central Texas Living on
Right.
Channel 25, talking about the Music Association of Central Texas and what you do. And that's what I want us to spend a little time sort of reconnecting and also looking at where the music scene is now, the live music scene in Central Texas. Just your thoughts.
My thoughts?
Yeah, your thoughts.
Well, you know, we made it through COVID. COVID was a
That was tough.
particularly tough time for the music scene and our organization because, you know, we couldn't have regular meetings. We didn't want to, you know, people get exposed. So that was a real tough time. So I was president at the time. And so what we did is we kind of went over our rules and how we do things, how we vote,
Yeah.
how we organize the board of directors. We totally revamped the what do you call that thing?
No, bylaws.
The bylaws.
Yeah, the bylaws.
Yeah, totally had a brain freeze there. We revamped the bylaws and got that all reorganized, and worked on getting things organized so we could jump back in when things
Have a
loosened up.
plan to move forward.
So that next year, we did, we had several events.
Mm-hmm.
We did a singer-songwriter competition. We had jams during our meetings. We had regular meetings. We had a festival down here in Austin Avenue. And that whole thing with the Austin Avenue festivals, I remember when I first moved to Waco, one of the things I really enjoyed, they had a festival here on Austin Avenue.
Yeah.
And Susan Tedeschi,
The Blues Fest.
yeah, it was a
they-
kind of a
Right,
blues
Blues
test.
Fest.
Remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Susan Tedeschi played, and I became a big fan of hers, but I just thought it was such a great thing to get everybody together as a community to listen to live music.
Mm-hmm.
So I pursued going ahead and having a festival, and it's a big headache to put one of
Well,
these
it's a lot
together.
of work, yeah.
Yeah,
It's a lot of work,
Yeah.
and when you're dealing with a municipality, you're
Right.
piling on other things like you have to have police protection
Right,
and
right.
insurance and
All the,
all
the,
that stuff, which
hoops you have to jump through.
which compounds it. But
Yeah,
after I kind of became ill, and I had to fight cancer for several years. I'm still fighting it, but I'm in remission.
Yeah,
Thank you, God.
You're looking good.
Thank you. And so we had a lot of changes. I got to a point where I really just couldn't function as president anymore.
Right.
So the vice president at the time, traditionally the vice president becomes the president if the president leaves or something happens to that person. So Casey Stanislaw became president.
Yeah, I've had him on this
Yeah.
podcast before. Yeah.
Casey became president, and James became vice president. And then Casey, when was that, James, that he
So it's
turned it over to you?
maybe March. this
March
year?
of this year, yeah.
Yeah.
He turned it over to James, and both those guys, I was just so proud of Casey, and I'm really proud of James because he's doing a great job.
Yeah.
He's really got his finger on the pulse of the music scene, and
And then we have Stephanie for vice
Yeah,
president.
now we have Stephanie Shavira.
Stephanie
Oh, so
Shavira.
yeah, good longtime friend of mine from
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
Mamma Mia
Yeah,
production of the Waco
Yeah,
Civic
she's
Theater.
been- she's been
Yeah, I'm
awesome.
looking forward to seeing her
She's
again
been awesome.
sometime. So James, your thoughts on where things are? How many members do you have in the Music Association, and who could become a member?
Yes, anybody can become a member. It's mactx.org. and all the information that you need out there and stuff like. It's only $30 a year, so if you're a musician and you really want to be part of something, join up. But we don't require your membership to show up to anything.
You have to be at the meeting.
Participate and everything else. And for the musicians that we have had perform at our events, we almost always make them members anyway.
Yeah.
As far as the number goes, our database, we try to keep it under.
Changes every day.
Yeah, it's like, I'd say we have maybe 120 paying members, but we
Really?
have 250 in the database. And one of the things you said, the pandemic happened,
Yeah.
but it messed up the whole, but it gave us a chance to rethink what we were doing, and to, the things that were working and the things that weren't. And then one of the other big things too is he brought me on. It was his brainchild. And by the way, he's a president emeritus.
Of course, Tom is. Yeah.
But I'm an IT guy. I
Yeah.
work on software and stuff like that. And so we built the website and everything else, and it really allowed us to spread our tent pegs. We were, by having meetings in Waco all the time, we were more Waco-centered. A lot of people thought that,
Right.
but we're not anymore. We've got somebody from Gatesville. I'm from Temple. Casey's from Cameron. And obviously, you're from Waco, right? Stephanie's from Waco.
Yeah.
And one of the great things that we did this year that's different than what we've done in the past is we started doing every single month, somewhere. And we've been a couple times in Salado. We were at the Shed. We've been at the Texas Music Cafe a few times. And, and these are meetings / jams. O'Brien's. We've been at, what's it called? It's in Killeen, the Mint. We've been at, where else? But we're trying to spread it around. Now, Corks and Barrels, which should be opening up in Temple again, but it got wiped out in the tornado.
Texas Music Cafe here in Waco.
Right.
Yeah, and now they're on 6th Street. And
Yeah,
stuff like
they've kind of moved around a little bit, but there are, seems to me, more places now for musicians to play.
Yeah.
Yeah, what
Well,
are
a lot
you
of different
finding,
places.
Tamara?
There seems to be a lot more. There were some that closed down during COVID, but it seems to be picking up, and there's a lot more opening up than there was to start with.
Yeah, it's changed. Although lately, last month or two, I don't normally have to look for gigs. They just I get a phone call, stuff like that,
Right.
and I've been getting some solo, duo type of things, but for a full band, it's been pretty spotty lately. And a lot of musicians are feeling that same thing. I don't know if it's the weather or the economy or who knows what.
Yeah, I think it's there's a lot more little coffee shops and
Right, that's what I'm saying.
cafes opening up, and of course they don't really gear the music they hire towards full bands.
Right.
But they're
It's usually
great
a
for
solo or
singer-songwriters.
a duo.
you
Right,
know.
Yeah.
kind of setting a mood kind of a thing.
So
yes,
there's
yes.
been a lot more action there, I think, for solo and duo performers, in the area.
Well, that-
Yeah, and then Temple, for instance, O'Brien, they finally got the street open, but it's
Right,
a
that-
mess downtown.
that has been torn up for a while. That was a significant storm.
It's still torn. No, well, the storm. This is not from the storm. They're remodeling the whole, town.
yeah.
They
Kind
dug
of-
up the whole
Yeah.
Kind of what
street.
happened to Salado a few
Yeah.
years back. Yeah, things were, which brings us to Salado because you do have your big event coming up on
Yes.
Saturday, November the 2nd. It's the 4th annual Fall Music and Arts Festival, and maybe I came to the second one. I don't know. I've been to one of it.
Yeah, I think
Loads of
it was
fun.
the second one you came
There
to.
at Barrow Brewing.
Yeah.
Easy to find there in Salado. And so let's talk about that event. So who all is going to be playing? How long?
Well,
Funny,
you
I should
never
ask. You got a lot of great acts.
Well, on the outdoor stage, we're going to start with the Lindsley Brothers, and then we have Under None. Okay, Lindsley Brothers are great. It's kind of more pop, I suppose, or I don't want to
Yeah.
call it pop, but it's a lot of original stuff. These guys,
They're a very lively band.
very lively band, very entertaining. They're two brothers that came from Virginia and have been out here for a few years. And,
Really?
yeah, great band. We've had them. I think we had them last year, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And they played at the block party too. That's where I met them.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have Under None, which is metal. So, but they're very good. It's Gabriel Sanchez. I don't know if you're gonna hear him. Then Third Street Chaos. Yeah, they're a Waco band, but they played at the block party as well this year, and I think they didn't come in first, but they did pretty well. And then one of our favorites is the Scott D. Taylor Band. I don't know if you know Scott, but for those of you who've never seen Scott, and maybe I'm biased a little bit and stuff like that, but he's probably the best lead guitar player in Central Texas.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
He's
Yeah,
a
he's
good
incredible.
lead player. He's a great
Wow.
lead
He
player.
blows my mind.
Yeah.
And then we have X Factory, which is a couple of members live up this way. They hosted I think, was it Anderson? I don't remember. I can't remember. But a jam down in North Austin for years and years and years. So, and then we have our headliners. We have Lance Wade Thomas, and kind of I'd red dirt / country somewhere around in there and stuff like that. Interesting story about Lance. He's a great musician, but he when CDs were first coming out, he went and got a whole bunch of CDs made, and he went around to all the different bars and got them to put his CD into the jukeboxes. So everybody thought it was a big deal because, but he really wasn't at first, and they liked his songs and stuff like that. So, and then Taylor Branch is going to be the last band, and the Lone Star Ramblers. All of these are, Central Texas musicians. We're not, we want to highlight Central Texas. That's that period. And then on the indoor stage, we have Patrick Shade. He's one of our board members. Steve Bash, if you've never heard him, he plays a lot of 70s and 80s music and stuff like that. He was kind of a hard rock metal band when he was younger. We have Twilight in Texas, which is Mike Couch and his partner, which I can't remember his name, but awesome duo. We have Matt Riley, who we didn't really know him, but one of the things after the after the meeting jams, we had those all the way up to July, from December to July, and then we did in August at O'Brien's, the singer-songwriter, which was an incredible event. The judges we had were, done right. I'll put it that way.
Yeah, that's great.
But Matt came in second, and so two of the winners of that, Matt Riley and Ray Pelusic, who was just off the hook, keyboard player, and he's a lifelong, musician and stuff like that. But both of them were the winners. Ray was first, and Matt Riley came in second. So they are part of the prizes was a paid gig at the festival.
Oh, there you go. Okay.
And then we also have Dueling Hearts, which is a local
Bluegrass.
bluegrass
I was gonna say,
band.
I've heard
They are
of it. Yeah,
great.
I've heard of them,
They're
yeah.
here in Waco. And
They
they-
played our festivals
Yeah.
here.
And Morgan Lee Powers, who's been playing around, and she won the
She's
singer-songwriter last year.
Really? Yeah.
And then the last one is Dana Spigner. And if you don't know who Dana Spigner is, you might have heard of John and May and the Mayflies.
Oh, yeah,
and
yeah,
all
yeah.
that stuff. Well, Dana is her father.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I've
And,
seen the two of them.
And
play
he's
before in the
helping us do
past.
sound and stuff like that.
Yeah.
One of the things about this year that I'm very proud of that we were able to do for this festival is that everybody gets paid.
That is amazing.
And thanks to all the musicians up to this point who have played for free.
Played for free. Yeah.
And got us to the point where we actually could do this. And also all the vendors and also to Katie Hill and Barrow Brewing, the vendors are what makes this possible.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
so.
Yeah,
The
what a
vendors
great
and Katie
venue.
Hill.
What a wonderful
What a-
place
yeah,
there.
beautiful. And November's, it's
weather should be.
weather is awesome. It's been awesome every single time.
Yeah.
And one of the reasons that weekend is it's one of the least rainy weekends in Texas.
Yeah, who knew? I guess y'all did. But yeah, what a great event! Again, this is the 4th annual Music Association of Central Texas.
Right now, we're sitting at 61 vendors.
Yeah,
So we should
good,
have
good.
close to 70 by the end
And
of the
so
month.
if somebody wants to hop on board, there's still time
There's
to do
still
that.
time, but it's tight. It's
So if you
tight.
want to do some Christmas shopping, we got plenty of
By-
vendors selling.
By the way, you know,
Wonderful things.
and we appreciate having a chance to talk to you, but
Yeah.
advertising has always been something we couldn't afford one way or the other, and this year, and you kind of get an idea. What,
You have got a
This is a
billboard.
billboard,
Yeah,
yes,
yeah.
and that's
And
gonna-
so where is that one?
that
located?
one's
It's a
going to
big
be
billboard.
on Highway 190 coming from Killeen
Yep.
towards Salado.
Yeah,
and
perfect.
it's been a Barrow Brewery one, and you know because of our 501c3 status and to
Right,
PSA, we were
right.
able to get a really good price on that. And
that's
we've got
awesome.
a second one that's going to be on Highway 35 going south just before Midway.
Okay, yeah, perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect. Yeah, so much traffic there, and what a great way to kind of get the word out about this music festival. And it's the hours are when. I mean, you can just come and spend all day. Or,
Starts about 11, although the vendors are there at 7 o'clock in the morning.
course
So
they
that's
are,
that's
yeah.
when our day starts and stuff like
Yeah,
that. But
yeah.
oh my God, the
Well,
last
and of course you got to have time to change the band equipment out and all that sort of thing. But you've got 2 different look at they're playing both inside and outside.
Yes, we have 2 stages. We have a big stage outside, and then we have the indoor stage, which is James read the names of the performers, but it's basically solo and duo.
And singer-songwriter
Inside.
type.
Yeah, and that's wonderful. So this festival, though, is this a juried event too, where you win? It's not like a battle of the bands where
No.
somebody's
No.
going to win. Everybody
No.
wins because they're getting paid.
Everybody wins
Yes, exactly.
because they get a paycheck.
Yes.
I do want to say, just to clarify too, this is an absolutely free event
Okay, there you go.
for people to come, not for us. And one of the things
Right.
that you know we would hope people and appreciate is that we have 2 Airbnbs that we're raffling off, okay, and then we'll have a 50-50 at the same time. And you know that's if instead of donating to us, buy some raffle tickets.
There you
All
go.
right.
Okay, and so how can folks do that? How can?
Oh, there'll be a table out front.
Okay,
and,
they're at the
yeah, all
yeah,
kinds
yeah,
of
yeah,
QR
right.
codes and any way you
Okay.
want to work it. So yeah.
Well, what is the best way to find out more information about this event and MACT just in general?
Well, I think the best way is to go, and another thing that we did during the COVID break, and James mentioned this. He's an IT guy, and he set up our website and did an outstanding job on it. So the website at mactx.org, because we are a nonprofit, that has information about the benefits of being a member. You can join right there on the website. It has information about our events. So I would suggest that somebody who is not familiar and wants to know more, go to mactx.org.
Yeah.
Well,
And
and maybe
take
you
a look
just
around
love
there.
music and want to support local musicians. You can
Yeah.
join and be a part of it and
Yeah.
be
absolutely.
informed on all the stuff
Yeah.
going on. And so you don't have to be a musician.
Yeah,
to
we
be
have
a member.
several
No.
people that aren't musicians that are
Yeah.
members. You know, they just appreciate live music and they want to be associated with us and help us support live music.
Hey, some of our board members aren't musicians, so
Yeah.
you know they just want to be a part of it.
Just want to be a part of it. Well, it's an evolving scene. I mean, it's like growing a garden. I mean, every day it's a little bit different. There's going to be change, but it appears to me there's just more opportunities for live musicians in Central Texas. I mean, would you say so?
I would. Okay, I want to bring some. I went to an online meeting this morning, and I'd been there last month and stuff. Waco went through the Texas Music Office has a program called Friendly Tex,
Right.
Music Friendly Cities.
Cities,
And
music
Waco
friendly.
went and did that a couple of years ago.
Uh-huh.
I know what the requirements were to get it and everything else. Not sure where it is at this particular point, or haven't been involved with that. But we did get also involved with in Salado, and they've done a wonderful job with the website, having regular meetings and all the rest of the other stuff. But I sat in a meeting this morning with the city of Temple, and we'll see where that goes. But
Yeah, maybe they want to kind of move toward that
Well,
designation too, to be a
yeah.
music-friendly city.
And one of the things that we're doing, and each city that joins has to have their own database of musicians.
Yes.
The Texas Music Office has a database of everything.
Right.
Okay. But we've been working with Texas Music Cafe and Steve Bash, who has been super helpful. I mean, he's a programmer too. Thank God, I got some help. But we have built. First off, on the website, there's a list of different musicians, venues. I think I've got 79 different venues out there. It changes so often; it's really hard to keep up with. That host live music. And you can go out there and take a look at their Facebook page and open up as many of you want to and see what's going on and stuff like that. And a lot of people don't know that. In addition to that, for other musicians, there's some resources out there like Facebook groups. And one of the groups that everybody should join would be the Music Association of Central Texas group, not just the page. Because if you're looking for what's going on, I would think that'd probably be the best place because it's such a pain. The spam is horrible. But
Right.
This morning, every day there's probably 10, 12 posts for different things that are going on the weekend.
Yeah.
But we've been building this database, and it's almost done. We took what Texas Music Cafe has been collecting over the last few years for everybody that wants to participate there, plus what we have for our members, plus what we had in our own database, plus she said she would, we'll see, but the Texas Music Office is going to send us their database.
Wow.
And one of the things that we're trying to do, so once that's done, and I think we're going to get the artist part of it, online pretty quick here, but one of the things that we're doing is what we call an MACT approved band. Now, the bar is awful low. Like we don't want anybody to think that we're taking, it's like, well, it's my buddy, so I'm getting out there and all that other stuff. I don't want to do any favoritism.
Some payoffs or something.
So the bar is just like, have you done like 4 or 5 shows in the last 6 months and you're actually out participating and playing? Do you have a Facebook page or something to link to and stuff like that? It's hard to keep it up and, people come and go and somebody leaves the band and they're not even playing now. You know how all that goes.
Yeah.
But that's one of the resources that, we want to provide. And we'll give musicians a way to get their name on there and things like that. And it's not just Temple, it's Central Texas.
Central Texas, yeah. Well, and of course, that's what this podcast is all about. I mean, we're talking about Central Texas life. Of course, so much to be said about what a great part of Texas this is to live in. But the arts plays a very big role in that, whether it's classical music you like or red dirt bands. I mean, there's a lot to choose from.
Jazz, yeah.
Oh, some great jazz. I was thinking about Dave Wild, and and he's real good about having people on, telling us every month where all they're playing, and so it's just important to know. But then there's restaurants, bars, places that regularly have some great musicians playing all the time. So you guys are just doing all the good. Of course, several years ago, I was privileged to help MC the Groovy Awards. You still doing the Groovies?
Well, we kind of put the Groovies, the focus for MACT kind of changed during COVID. We wanted to have more events for everybody instead of the Groovies. And the Groovies are
That was
great.
fun, though.
They're fun and they're great. The last Groovies we had was in 2018. Yeah. I was president at the time and was able to have a big hand in organizing that, putting that on, and it was great. But a lot of times that'll create animosity with some people.
Yeah, because
they don't understand why they weren't picked.
It's like a war. What am I chopped meat? I didn't, didn't get a mention. At
people
the Groovies,
get hurt, and I understand that.
I can see that too.
I understand that, but that was a real sticking point. And
okay.
We've talked about it, but I don't know if the Groovies are going to come back or not. We'll see.
Gotcha.
But we are giving.
Yes.
Still keeping the.
Yes, we are. If people didn't know, at the
Texas
theater,
Music.
right?
Texas Music Cafe.
Yeah, Texas.
Yeah.
Well, it's at the Texas Music Cafe now. We Hall of Recognition, but it was at the theater.
It was at the
Hippodrome,
Hippodrome.
Yeah, the Hippodrome.
Right.
Okay. And we've moved it over there now, and we did a few during the last number of years and stuff like that, but we have 5
Yeah.
awards, and those are going to go, can't say who, you'll have to find out. But
Can't
we are
say
gonna
who
present,
to, but we're going to present
Okay, you've got
those
some
at the
awards to
festival.
present.
Yeah,
Okay, well, that's
at the
good.
festival we're gonna do
that's
some
great.
of
they're
those
more like lifetime awards, if you want to call
Right,
it that.
and so surprises.
lifetime
Yeah.
achievement awards, and
Right.
the people that have been we've decided to induct. I mean, it's just some of these people are so phenomenal.
Yeah.
They've been doing this, all their life. They've been
Yeah.
involved with music, so we like to recognize people who've done a lifetime of music and who really have helped the community and supported live music and other musicians. And
Yeah.
So
got a great group
if-
of 5
So
people.
people don't get pushed out of shape because you didn't get one this year and all the rest of your stuff. We can only do so many every single year.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
And it's 2 plaques. It's one to present and one to hang in the hall.
Aw,
so it's not the
That's
cheapest thing in the
neat.
world to do.
Yeah, yeah.
But the people that are there, they've been doing this their whole life. It's
Right.
like, so if you've only been doing this a couple of years,
And
you
it's
don't
all- and
qualify.
it's-
Yeah, you got
yet.
plenty of
Always
time.
fun to surprise someone, and who's just been doing it because they love it. It's a passion. They love music, but to be recognized by their peers
Yeah, I was
is really wonderful.
We really did, the last time we gave out the awards, I was real fortunate to give out 3 of them, and we did one in Salado to Richard Paul Thomas.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And his reaction was just amazing. He was
Yeah.
so pleased.
yeah.
He had no idea. We're
Right.
keeping it secret. We don't want anybody
I
to
think
know.
that's great. Yeah,
But he was just so pleased. It was just such an honor. I really admire that guy for a lot
Yeah.
of reasons. But he's
He's wrote and
he's
played.
been doing music forever.
Written and played music
He's
for
been he was
years.
involved in the folk scene up in around in New England
yeah,
with
yeah.
his wife.
The
at
beginning
one time.
days.
Yeah. He's been around a long,
Oh,
long
that's
time.
great.
But it was just the way he was so surprised and so pleased. It almost made me cry. It was just
And we have a bit of a backlog because we haven't been,
Right,
agree
recognizing
with you.
folks,
we're
yeah.
trying to get as many of these people before they're not here to receive
I
it.
know.
You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
I know.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I know. I hear you. Well, this is awesome. Again, this is coming up November 2nd at Barrow Brewing. The Music and Arts Festival is the 4th annual put on by the Music Association of Central Texas. And you can become a member by simply, how do you do it?
mactx.org. Scroll down on the bottom. It says "Become a member."
Oh, that's awesome. Well, James, Tamara, thank you so much. Thank you for
you.
all you do. If I had awards, I'd give them to all of you for all that you've done all these years.
Well, we
on
appreciate-
behalf
yeah.
of local musicians.
yeah.
So,
Well, we appreciate you, Ann, because you always, every time I've approached you about, being on the air with you or doing something related to the music scene, you've always responded so positively
You've done a lot
to
with
that.
the arts. and
Well, I'm
music in
happy
Waco.
to.
We appreciate you continuing to be a supporter.
well, music can evoke so many memories, and it just is so powerful.
Yeah.
To soothe your soul, or build you up, make you excited. That's just what music is all
Yeah.
about.
Some
So,
of us are addicted to being out in front of people making noise. So
and then there's that. Well, thank you all so much, and thank you
You're
for being
welcome.
with
Thank
us
you.
Sure.
for Central Texas Life. We'll see you again next time.
See you November 2nd in Salado.
November 2nd in Salado.
Be
at
there.
Barrow Brewing. Bye-bye.
Central Texas Life with Ann Harder is part of the Rogue Media family. Be sure to check out our other shows at roguemedianetwork.com. Please rate this show 5 stars on iTunes, Spotify, YouTube, or anywhere you get your podcasts. Join us again soon for more Central Texas Life with Ann Harder. This has been a Rogue Media Network production.